It's estimated that around 22 million Americans consume cannabis products of some kind.
Wow.
That number seems a little low to me, considering every corner on the state of Washington has a different weed shop. Maybe that number is just for the state of Washington.
You are correct, sir.
For many people, smoking, toking, ripping, vaping, or taking edibles of some kind that contain some amount of THC or CBD is a way to unwind after a long day of playing bumper cars on the way to and from work. Unfortunately, according to a recent report in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, they found a disturbing link between schizophrenia and cannabis use. Patients requiring hospitalization due to cannabis use are found 14 times more likely to develop schizophrenia within 3 years. The risk was 241 times higher for people requiring hospitalization due to cannabis-induced psychosis. Might experience paranoia, disorganized thinking, delusions, even hallucinations. That sounds like a normal Tuesday night for me without any marijuana.
I'm freaking out, man.
It's possible to have THC-induced panic attacks, leading to psychotic symptoms which can require hospitalization. Something that's interesting to note is weed is not what it used to be. In the early 2000s, weed used to contain around 4% THC. In 2023, that number jumped to over 20%. It's a big difference. It's important to note that schizophrenia isn't inherently dangerous, but it can lead to other symptoms. So this report pooled the results from 5 different studies, which included 9.8 million people. So this was not some small random sample. Having that amount of data allowed the researchers to find the link between cannabis use and schizophrenia. The people with the highest risk are younger people, specifically men, and also people with a history of mental health issues. I should be clear that only 0.47% of people who use cannabis products are at risk for developing psychotic symptoms. So that's incredibly small. I mean, you flip that around, that means 99.5% of people don't have this risk. However, I can imagine that for the ones that do have those symptoms, it's pretty devastating.
I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom. Peace out, homies.
I mean, you go into a weed shop hoping to find something to help you unwind, and now you're in the hospital having a THC-induced panic attack. No one wants to think that they're going to be smoking weed and then suddenly start to hear voices. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's what you're into it for. Something similar happened to me. Last time that I smoked weed, I had a major panic attack. Thought I was dying. I called a nurse friend of mine who came and picked me up. My blood pressure was through the roof. Eventually it came back to normal. Eventually my anxiety subsided. It freaked me out enough to never want to smoke again.
I'm blind the whole goddamn time.
I wouldn't say it caused a psychotic breakdown, but it was very, very uncomfortable. To be clear, I'm not making recommendations that you should or shouldn't do anything. I'm not a doctor. That's who you want to talk to about that kind of stuff. Personally, I'm not an anti-weed or anti-marijuana or anti-cannabis anything kind of a person. I think that if you find something you enjoy that helps you get through another turn on this gigantic spinning rock flying through millions of miles an hour through this chaotic universe, you should do what makes you happy. But you should probably talk to a doctor. And if you have a history of mental health issues, definitely be careful and talk to somebody about it. It seems crazy to me that there is any kind of link between mental health issues or schizophrenia and marijuana. It is still a Schedule 1 narcotic or whatever with the federal government. Again, I want to reiterate that I'm not a pro-weed person. I'm not an anti-weed person. I think the important thing is just knowing that this information is out there so that you can make an educated decision for yourself. Why am I so... Having that amount of data